Picture this. You're sitting at your computer, staring at a blank document screen, thinking, I'm going to do my best today. I'm going to be super productive. But before you can start, a little voice in your head says, I'm just going to take a quick look at Instagram just to see what's going on. You click on it, and suddenly a funny video of a dancing dog pops up. I'll just watch this video, you think. Then another one pops up. And another one. Before you know it, 40 minutes have gone by and you haven't even started doing what you were supposed to do. What happened? Does this situation sound familiar to you? Well, believe me, you're not alone. And most importantly, it's not just a matter of lack of discipline. There's a very powerful psychological trick that works on you every day, without you even realizing it. And it's this trick that's sabotaging your productivity. The worst part? It's almost invisible, like a subtle ghost that manipulates your daily decisions without asking for permission. This psychological trick was studied by Daniel Kahneman, one of the most renowned psychologists in the world and winner of the Nobel Prize in economics. Kahneman became famous for his theory of two systems of thinking, which he detailed in his book, Thinking, Fast and Slow. According to him, our mind works with two information processing systems. One is fast, impulsive, emotional, and automatic, while the other is slower, rational, reflective, and controlled. The big problem is that the fast system, the laziest and which makes decisions based on impulse, ends up being the most dominant. This system is what leads us to procrastinate, to seek immediate rewards, and to avoid tasks that require more mental effort. It prefers quick and pleasurable results, such as checking your social networks or watching funny videos, instead of facing a difficult and time-consuming task, such as writing a report or studying for an exam. This is where the psychological trick that you have probably tried but never realized. The instant reward bias comes in. This bias makes our brains more attracted to quick and immediate rewards, even when we know that something more important and valuable awaits us in the future. The brain releases dopamine, the famous pleasure hormone, every time we receive a reward, and this makes us want to repeat that behavior. So when you look at your phone and see a social media notification, your brain automatically seeks that quick hit of dopamine. The problem is that immediate rewards are usually empty and do not help us advance towards our long-term goals. If you stop to think about it, this logic of immediate rewards was great for our survival in ancient times, when we needed to hunt and gather food to ensure our survival. Every time we found food or some immediate advantage, our brains felt happy, releasing dopamine and motivating us to continue. However, we live in a very different world now, where rewards are digitally designed to keep us addicted. And this mechanism that evolved to help us survive ends up becoming our greatest enemy. But don't worry, because now that you know this trick, you're ready to use it to your advantage. After all, knowledge is power, and by understanding how your brain works, you can rewire it to be more productive. The first thing you can do is adopt a technique called delayed gratification. This means that you allow yourself a reward, but only after you've completed an important task. For example, I'm going to watch that episode of my favorite TV show, but only after I've studied or written for 30 minutes. By using your own desire for immediate rewards as motivation, you trick your brain into thinking that the effort you're putting in now will pay off later. And when you finally get your reward, your brain will be even happier, as dopamine will be released in a more satisfying and rewarding way. In addition, you can turn even the most difficult tasks into something more enjoyable. If you find it difficult to write or work, why not listen to some upbeat music while you do it? Or create a more welcoming and inspiring work environment. By making the process more enjoyable, your brain will feel more motivated to continue. A good idea is to make work a bit more like a game. Set yourself challenges and milestones throughout your work so that you feel victorious with each small achievement. This will give your brain a sense of progress and constant reward. Another valuable tip is to reduce your access to distractions. If you know that social media is a constant temptation, keep your phone away while you work. It sounds simple, but studies show that simply having to get up to get your phone can significantly reduce the urge to reach for it. You can also use website or app blocking tools if you really need to focus on a more important task. The less distractions you have, the easier it is for your brain to focus on the task at hand. Now, another strategy that can work really well is the Pomodoro technique. What you do here is break your work into blocks of time, usually 25 minutes long, followed by a 5-minute break. These short breaks are essential because they give your brain time to recover and avoid mental overload. During those 25 minutes, you focus fully on a task, and after the break, you feel renewed energy and motivation to continue. Plus, the reward of a break every 25 minutes makes your brain feel like the effort was worth it, which helps prevent procrastination. This is all well and good, but the key to lasting productivity is understanding that your brain will continue to seek immediate rewards. This is inevitable. However, you can create habits and strategies to deal with this and use it to your advantage. As you start to get used to the effort that leads to a bigger, more satisfying reward in the future, your brain's reward system starts to change, becoming more aligned with your long-term goals. After all, your brain is not the enemy. It's just an organ with its own rules, and by understanding and respecting these rules, you can train it to work in your favor. Remember, productivity is not about being 100% perfect all the time, but rather about creating consistent habits that, over time, result in big changes. Now that you know the psychological trick that controls your mind, what are you going to do with this power? Let me know in the comments which of these tips you'll try first and how you'll use delayed gratification to your advantage. Let's put them into practice and leave procrastination in the past. Take the opportunity to subscribe to the channel and activate notifications because we have many more tips and tricks to increase your productivity without stress and in a fun way.